Hello everybody, let's continue our magical Supernormal book series with two books about magic books. The first one is Grimoires, A History of Magic Books by Owen Davies. And I remember the psychedelic conference in London where I first found this book. I don't remember the event that got me to that bookstore. I don't remember the date, who I went with to that bookstore, but I remember getting this book because it was my first look at books themselves being magic. And this is actually a decidedly academic, scholarly tome. It traces the publishing history of these magic books of spells that really only started to be gathered in the medieval period. But he starts the book with how magical books were seen throughout all of human history. Books were used for divination. People would eat pieces of books for medicine and magical purposes. Books were seen as hidden parts of the Bible sometimes that were only revealed later or to a select set of followers. So this is not only a great look at the early history of books as magic and tracing the important magical books of spells, it also looks at how the printing press changes things, how the relationship with the church changes things, how colonialism helped to spread this. It's a really fascinating look at the history of books themselves as well. But it is very academic, and there's very, very little in here about actual magic. It's much more about publishing history in medieval Europe. That being said, it was fascinating and well written, if a little thick. But I read that entire book, and because of that, I found one book that was the follow-up. And that's so often how it goes. You read a whole thing to get one nugget of knowledge or one follow-up thing. And at the end, he mentioned Arthur Edward Waite's The Book of Black Magic. And if you don't know Waite, he's great. He was around the time of Aleister Crowley. Crowley called Waite really boring because Waite was the historian, archivist, academic. But really, as I've said before, Crowley was a son of a bitch, and Waite seemed like a really nice guy who tried to go back through the archives and rescue the old knowledge for all of us. And so this is a collection of the best of from all of the grimoires that he could find, often translated from very rare, obscure manuscripts and languages. And this is a basic rundown of all the most important pieces of magic ever put together. And so I haven't practiced this stuff much. It's not exactly up my alley, but it is a fascinatingly well done book by one of the great historians of this stuff. So if you want something very practical in trying to apply magic to your life, Arthur Edward Waite's The Book of Black Magic.